Hey guys, Firm here, and today I'm going to be testing the TVR Griffith in multiplayer in Forza Horizon 4. As most of you guys probably know, the Griffith is a high-end D-Class car in Asphalt 9, but in Forza we can tune it up to S1 class, and I wanted to see whether it drives better than in Asphalt 9. Also, this car is apparently decent in the snow, so our first set of races was in winter, and our second set was in the summer. In this video, you will see a race from each of them, and the first one is in winter. So, who all are we racing against today? We have Flame in his Gallardo, Meaty Potato also in his Gallardo, Tacustido in his McLaren 12C, Carrera GT in his TVR Griffith, Speed Demon in his Golf, Skipper in his ATS, Shadow Reaper in his Diablo, Ardno in his Noble M600, and Tangram in his RX-7. And you can join in these races as well. I'll put a link in the description to my Purple Team Discord. If you go to the Special Roles channel in there, you'll be able to pick the Forza role, which I will ping whenever I do one of these videos. I do private lobbies every other week, pretty much. That's not the only way you can get featured on one of my videos, though. The other way is through my new Furum Clips channel, which I will also put a link to in the description, which showcases some of the best clips from my streams, mainly, also maybe some from my videos as well, but where you come in here is I've given you the ability to fill out a form where you can put a video URL of mine along with the timestamp of a moment that you think would go best on the Clips channel. And if I accept your submission, I will credit you in the description of that clip upload. And Ardno has now passed me half of the way through the race. Not that I'm complaining, because he usually passes me a lot earlier than this. So how is the Griffith in Forza Horizon 4? Well, I can say that it drives better than the one in Asphalt 9, which just has the worst handling, is extremely top speed focused, and with terrible nitro. Well, in Forza Horizon 4, you can't really compare the nitro since there isn't any, but the top speed is still quite good for its class. Not the very best, but definitely up there, and the handling is quite good. It is controlled and stable, and very rarely did I ever have an issue with skidding out in this car, or going into some kind of drift unintentionally. Not that I intentionally do drifts mainly in Forza Horizon 4, because I don't really know much how to do them, but that's kind of besides the point. This car works very well in pretty much any season. If you get the right tune, such as the one I'm using right now from Only Naps, it will do well even in the snow. As you've seen throughout this race, I haven't really had any issues with completely going off course that I didn't want to. There I almost did run into the side, but I was able to save it, and that is generally the experience I had with this car. Pretty much where I pointed it, it would go without too much of an issue, and in this first race we came in second place to Ardno with Skipper in third place. Now that we've seen the Griffith in winter, let's move on to a summer race, which is on the Colossus, another one of my favorite tracks in Forza Horizon 4, and that's mainly because in these lobbies I've begun doing some of the longer tracks as well. Typically in my second set of races, I do a race on the Colossus and one on the Goliath just in one lap, and maybe if I get a good race on the Goliath, which hasn't happened yet because my endurance isn't the best, usually I mess up somewhere along the way, even if I do relatively well throughout the rest of it, which causes the race to not go so well for me. Anyway, if I get a good race in there, definitely can make a video about it. I actually made a video with the Goliath equivalent in the Hot Wheels expansion of Forza Horizon 3 a while back with Shadow Reaper, and I might do some Forza Horizon 3 lobbies at some point. I don't know how many people would actually be interested in that because it is an older game and I feel like more people do have Forza Horizon 4. But Forza Horizon 3 could definitely come, and here is where I make my mistake on this track. I bumped the wall, did not go around the corner slow enough, did not brake enough, and that was always one of my biggest issues with this game. I just never knew quite how much to brake around the turns. It's gotten better in recent times, but still sometimes that happens. That's usually what gets me on the Goliath. I'm just going too fast at some point, and I either overshoot a turn and go off into the grass, or I hit a wall too hard and everybody passes me. Thankfully, only Carrera GT was able to pass me here, and I do pass him again at this point, and he is in a Carrera GT this time around. We've also seen some other changes in cars, and we have a full 12-player race this time. Shadow Reaper's in his Toyota GT86, Flames in his Golf, Ardno's in his NSXR, Meaty Potatoes in his Ferrari 488 GTB, which we will see quite a lot of in this race, Custodo in his 12C, Race Plays in his F1, Speed Demon in his Aston Martin Vantage, Tangram in his RX-7 still, and Skipper in his Griffith. And at this point, a third of the way through the race, we are still in first place, but with Career GT and Meaty Potato not too far behind. I've always much preferred all-wheel drive tunes for the cars in Forza that I've tested. I've just found them to be, in general, more stable, and all-wheel drive tunes have generally been more reliable for me. Now, back when I tested the Porsche Carrera GT, I think it was, in the first set of races I did, which did not turn out very well, I was using a front-wheel drive tune, and the car was just fishtailing all over the place, and when I switched to all-wheel drive, it got so much better, and I got many good races in it. Now, this Saturday, I'm going to be testing the Honda Civic Type R in Forza. And that car is better in a front-wheel drive tune. So I'm definitely going to get my work cut out for me, as I've been told that car is not easy to drive. I'm definitely going to be doing a bit more testing in it ahead of time, more so than I usually do for these videos. Oftentimes, I don't really test the car itself much at all before going in. I mean, I'll take it out for a little spin, but I don't really heavily drive it usually before these races. However, with that car, I think I might. And now, for the entire second half of this race, Meaty Potato and me have pretty much a duel. We are right on each other's noses, sometimes side by side, and I thought this was just such a fun one. It's been one of the races of mine that's been the closest for the longest amount of time. As you can see, he's coming up right beside me right here, and as we go throughout the rest of the race, that's pretty much how it's going to continue staying. Sometimes he gets ahead, sometimes I get ahead, sometimes Carrera comes in, but for the most part, it's just good old-fashioned duel racing, except for the couple of seconds when Ardno just completely barrels by, and then we never see him again. That car that he's driving, I believe, is an example of a front-wheel drive car that is able to go extremely fast. And he's already well off the ramp on the highway. No idea how he was able to do that. It's probably just that car with that tune in the hands of a skilled driver like him will be very powerful. Career GT comes flying past us, then hits the wall, and me and Meaty Potato again are neck and neck. So as we are now 3/4 of the way through the race, I guess it's time for my general review about this car. The Griffith is definitely more pleasant to drive in Forza Horizon 4 than in Asphalt 9. It still is fairly speedy, although not the speed king of its class like it is in Asphalt 9. However, its handling is very stable. It's a very easy car to control if you get a good tune, and I think that most people who try it out, especially in S1 class, are going to have a lot of success with it. Meaty Potato got a little bit ahead, but I was able to catch up to him again and pass him a bit. I believe the Griffith also has decent acceleration as well. It's just an overall well-rounded car is what I found. And we're now coming up to pretty much the final big turn in the race. Not there just yet, but as we wind through Edinburgh, you guys know what I'm talking about. In a previous video here, I held Ardno off at the last second, I believe, and I'm now going to be repeating that with Meaty Potato, going far enough over to the left such that if he's right next to me, he'll hit all the poles and get slowed down a little bit so he's not able to pass me, but not enough to completely wreck his race. And so we're able to finish the race in second place with Ardno far ahead, as always. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and other games content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!